When it comes to Kakinu, as of right now, sentiment isn't the best. Everyone likes to say that, yeah, it's over, it's all this type of stuff, but I still believe in it. And I still do believe that it could hypothetically go to a $5 billion market cap during this bull run. Now, of course, that's all financial advice. Also, that isn't a guarantee. But if you're wondering what price it would have at that point, I do showcase it on the screen. But even besides that, sometimes people don't really understand just how special something like Kakinu could be because, after all, it's an Avalanche meme coin. Now, as of right now, a lot of people, they're paying attention to these like Solana meme coins. And don't get me wrong, I do love some Solana meme coins and I do talk about some of them. And again, I think Solana is a great place to be for a meme coin, generally speaking. However, I think oftentimes people do ignore something like Avalanche because when it comes to Avalanche, it doesn't really lose out when it comes to the fundamentals, when it comes to compared to something like Solana, because Solana is very fast. Well, Avalanche is very fast. Solana is very scalable. Well, so is Avalanche. So if you think about it, the traits that Solana has, pretty much Avalanche has as well. They also both have very low gas fees. So here's the thing. When the hype for Avalanche jumps in, which I do believe hypothetically will, much like what happened to Solana, I do believe that people are going to start paying attention to the smaller projects on Avalanche. Like, for instance, not only just meme coins, right? Like, also we take a look at Trader Joe, a decentralized exchange, and of course others, Pangolin, for instance. But if you take a look at what happened to Solana, once the hype came in for Solana, just generally speaking, people also looked into the ecosystem. And naturally, as Solana grew, many of the meme coins, like a book of meme, for instance, like a dog with hat, they just grew along with the ride. So for instance, when it comes to something like Kakinu, I think it's only fair to assume that when Avalanche really gains that mass adoption, at least from the retail market, I think, it's going to go along with the ride as well. And not to mention, when it comes to Kakinu, it's pretty much like the most established, I would say, meme coin on Avalanche, arguably speaking. Yes, there are some other meme coins out there on Avalanche, but when it comes to Kakinu, I would argue that the community is the most dedicated. I would argue that it's the most passionate. And also on top of that, many of the holders still have somewhat of a positive sentiment when it comes to Kakinu. Many of them are not giving up. We see a lot of other meme coins out there. The amount of holders drop like 90%. I mean, it's atrocious. But when it comes to Kakinu, it's still holding relatively strong, and I like that. I do believe that better days are ahead. A number of months ago, everyone was bullish on Kakinu. Now, not so much, right? But I still do believe that better days are ahead because you think about how Bitcoin hasn't even reached the price of $100,000 yet. I mean, this bull run is far from over, in my opinion. Imagine once Bitcoin reaches the price of 150,000, let's say 100,000, right? I mean, the sentiment that we see right now could be so different. As of right now, people are primarily focusing on like meme coins on Ethereum, on Solana, but it could very well change, in my opinion. But it's just a waiting game. That's the way to take a look at it because personally for me, if let's say I acquire Kakinu, I hold, that's the only thing I can control, right? I can't control, what's going to happen to the market like the next 5 minutes or like, 10 days or like 2 months. I can't do that. All I can do is just believe in something, hold, and just wait. That's it. That's literally all I can do. Sometimes people like to say, yeah, dude, why don't you make Kakinu do this, do that? It's like, I can't. You know what I mean? I'm just one person in this whole like operation, so to speak. Quite essentially, that's the way to take a look at it. I mean, there's like over 600 million crypto owners as of right now. So, of course, it takes a lot more than just one person to really make an impact throughout this whole thing, at least personally in my case. So, yeah, when it comes to Kakinu, all I can do is just believe in it because I do believe in Avalanche. Now, initially, why did I like something like Kakinu? It's because I'm bullish on Avalanche to begin with. Now, of course, naturally, I looked into something like Kakinu, which a lot of people did, which is why a number of months ago, Kakinu did do well. But here's the thing, again, I do believe that better days are ahead because I think that when it comes to Avalanche, it's far from over. It's very amazing as a layer one blockchain, and I think oftentimes people ignore it, but I think it could very well be the next big thing. Now, when it comes to Kakinu, does it need like the best use case or whatever like that? No, because it doesn't need to, but in my opinion, when it comes to this department, it's somewhat heading in the right direction. For instance, right, we take a look at how on its ecosystem, there are community projects related to NFTs, DeFi, and gaming. So yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. Also on top of that, Kakinu is listed in over 10 major exchanges. So it's not bad. It's not like Kakinu is going to do terrible or something like that. I mean, I do believe that exposure is key though for a meme coin because naturally, again, it's not supposed to have the best use case. So a way to supplement that is by having great exposure. We've seen how something like, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, a bunch of other meme coins, they benefit so well by being listed in these major exchanges. You take a look at, for instance, the wonders they did for something like Turbo, for Baby Dogecoin, right? I'm also bullish on them, but even besides that point, Exposure is key. So being listed in over 10 major exchanges, it's a step in the right direction. Is Cock Inu listed in every single major exchange? No. But hey, it's just getting started. So I think better days are ahead. And for the people out there that complain that, oh yeah, the use case is terrible, all this type of stuff, well, again, it's not that bad anyways, but it's not even supposed to really have a good use case to begin with. You take a look at how, when it comes to meme coins, they're not supposed to do that, right? They're not supposed to have an excellent use case. So when people take a look at something like Cock Inu and they complain about this type of stuff, sometimes I think they don't really know what they're looking into. But even besides that point, when I take a look at all these bullish factors, right? Again, over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. When I take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, also the Ethereum ETF, I do believe that this run could be special, but it's just a waiting game. You know what this time as of right now feels like? It feels like near the end of 2020. You know what I mean? 2021, things really woke up. Things just, went all the way to the moon, quite essentially, went all the way to a different galaxy. But near the end of 2020, many people gave up. Many people also believed and joined in, but also many people gave up, right? So as of right now, it just kind of feels like that type of vibe. And as a worst case scenario anyways, historically speaking, altcoins, they've been known to peak around a year and a half after a Bitcoin halving event. We're already 6 months removed from the last Bitcoin halving event around that time, right? Because it did happen back in April. So a year and a half is October of next year, historically speaking, for altcoins to peak as a worst case scenario. So if you think about that, it's actually not that much longer anyways. It's just around a year from right now. All I got to do is just stay patient. It is what it is. Things could be very volatile in the short term, but I'm thinking more so about the long term. If I care so much about the short term, then I'd be a day trader. Then I'd use leverage. Then I'd try to swing trade. But that's not the case, right? For me, when I acquire something, I just hold again and I just wait because literally I like to keep it that simple. And when it comes to Cock Inu, the amazing thing about it is that it's a very unique meme coin, right? It's not another dog or cat themed meme coin. And it's not like there's necessarily something wrong with that either. But there needs to be a differentiating factor because if every meme coin feels like it's the same thing, then of course it's going to be very bad. Which is why, again, I think this is very unique. Now, again, sentiment isn't the best when it comes to Cock Inu, but as the old saying goes, time heals all wounds, quite essentially, right? Not in all cases, but I'm just saying generally speaking. So as of right now, people, I don't think they understand in some cases what the future could be like. Because if you take a look at Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, like for instance, like a year before they pumped or something like that, I'm sure many people were negative when it comes to them because they're like, oh yeah, it's trash, all this type of stuff, especially back then when people didn't really know much about meme coins. So I think that when it comes to, as of right now, people know more about meme coins, they understand what it's all about. And still, even despite that, again, some people still have a negative sentiment, and I don't blame them. If the portfolio is down, of course, the mind can start thinking, oh, wow, this is caca, all this type of stuff. But personally, for me, again, that's not the mentality I have because I just think more so about the long term. And it's not like a $5 billion market cap is that insane anyways. At that point, right, that's actually around a 60x from here. But even besides that, we've seen Shiba Inu reach around $40 billion in market cap. We've seen Dogecoin reach over $80 billion in market cap. So a $5 billion market cap is actually kind of low in the grand scheme of things. And sometimes people are under this misconception that, oh, Cock Inu needs to be the next like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin to be considered a success. No, that's not true in my opinion. Just reaching a glimpse of them, it's already fantastic. Again, a $5 billion market cap is already around a 60x from here. So it's not that crazy, at least that's the way I view it. When it comes to Cock Inu, I believe that it's so low to the point that even just achieving, again, a glimpse of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, man, it could already be so awesome. But again, it's just a matter of time. We'll wait and see, but I do still believe in Cock Inu because I still believe in Avalanche. And I think that the community is very passionate. So yeah, I'm not giving up. I believe that better days are ahead. And again, $5 billion market cap during this bull run, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And feel free to become a channel member if you want to. That way you can get a prioritized response from me in the comments. And also on top of that, you can use these like cool badges and stickers to comment. So I think that's pretty awesome. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.